You're supposed to start it.
Oh. I said let's, not bruh. Hi, guys. This is Nerd Rant. I'm JJ, aka Junior Wolf, and this is my co-host.
Dr. Zalberin, also known as Seth. Oh, we got a big one today. Anyway,
So the change by now. I'm going to run and grab a drink.
All right, JJ's going to be a little stuffed again. Still no desks. He just told me he is planning on putting in that floor this weekend. He's grabbing a drink. And then we'll be able to get him a proper desk. I will be getting a new desk soon, as I got some things happening. Yay! I think I hear JJ coming. He's on his way.
Yep.
He's sitting down. I hear the microphone move. We good?
Bruh. Yeah.
Okay.
Ready for the crispness?
Anyway.
Did you hear it?
I heard it, but I don't know if the camera. I don't know if the camera. Yeah, I don't know if the camera picked it up.
The camera picked it.
I also don't know if the enhancer thing cuts it out or not.
I guess we'll find out.
Anyway, so this week we got an episode, but next week Call of Duty launches. It's gonna be on Friday. I'm gonna be playing all weekend. JJ might play. Depends on how much the struggle bus will be. That is to be determined. I know I will be. I'm already talked about having off that entire weekend. So, we just went through lots of stuff. Big game, big stuff, big news. Anyway, we got all that. But for Fortnite, this is going to be the final Fortnite episode of Chapter 5?
Probably.
Because I still don't count OG as Chapter 4. I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of people argue about that. I do not see it. I count the chapter as the map, and it was a different map. If anything, it was
like,
season
it's like an epilogue thing. It's not its own chapter. It's like an epilogue. It's different.
Yeah, I don't count it as its own. It's just a weird thing. But because people are saying, "Oh, chapter 4 is good because of OG," I'm like, no.
OG was good because of OG.
Yeah. So I don't think whatever we're going into is going to be part of Chapter 5, and that will be the next time when we do it. It will be after the event. I don't think we'll play. We'll talk about that. Anyway, we got lots of stuff to talk about. We're going to end with OG and all that future stuff and some new stuff coming and some announcements. Let's start with the stuff that already happened. I got Fortnite pulled up. So we can check some stuff.
Maybe I should do that
What
too.
happened, JJ? Did we get any new guns?
Fortnitemares.
Before Fortnitemares.
Whoa.
Last thing we did was Doom. Did we get anything?
Is that everything? Last one we did? I don't think we got anything in between that and Fortnitemares, no.
Okay. So, Fortnitemares. Well, actually, no, we did. Let's talk about the event. There was an event.
It happened.
So, I know I said this to you. I thought it was a good event. I just think it could have been significantly better if they went one of two ways. So, pretty much, we had to fight Dr. Doom. And there's this huge community event. And my problem was, I thought it was pretty bad to Fortnite standards because there was just some things that should not have happened with this type of event. I get it was a mini event, but it's just, I think if we went one of two ways, it would have been better. So, first of all, the whole thing just kind of felt a little weird. But the first thing is, I think it should have been a separate game mode. And I think that for two reasons. One, so it could be shorter, so everyone can experience it. A lot of people miss the ending where he got rifted away. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I feel like if it was like a 10-minute thing, like a game mode that you can play for an hour, that would have been better. But the other reason I think it was to be game mode, do you know what Storm Surge is?
Yeah.
What is Storm Surge?
Storm Surge.
What does it do?
It does a thing to your player character.
So it's not Storm Sickness. Storm Surge is when you do not do enough damage and there's too many people in a zone. That's a competitive thing. But it is in pub matches, but people don't live long enough. People die too fast. I know Timothy has been saying, he gets to, second zone and there's, 15 people left. That's for when you get to, third zone and there's 90 people still. Because this was a normal game and people weren't fighting because they're doing the event, Storm Surge activated. And people were dying because they weren't damaging players because they're doing the event.
I honestly think Fortnite forgot it was a thing.
Did you also see... Well, no, because they make changes all the time. I just didn't... again, just weird because it was a normal game. Did you also see people were dying during the cutscene?
During the cutscene?
Because AI, the actual AI NPCs were still attacking, and Storm was still closing. So people died to zone because they could not move because cutscene.
Bruh.
So that's one of the reasons why I really think it would have been better as a separate game mode. Tighten the zone, and you just spawn there, and you just fight. More weapons. Because I played once or twice. I played 1 or 2 games. I tried ranked. It wasn't a ranked, thankfully. And all I could find was a gray Monarch pistol. I went to go try to find loot, and somebody killed me. I'm like, bro, I'm crouching. Stop. I couldn't find any guns. All I had was a medium weapon. I used all my ammo. So I had like max SMG. I went to go find a new weapon. Because there was nothing. It kept dropping ammo. It should have dropped
During
guns
the event?
too. And I feel like, yeah, during the event. Like, I was standing on that leak, and all it was dropping was ammo.
That's the other thing. In the area of the event, at least for me, players couldn't damage. Like, they damaged, like, bullets hit, but it didn't do, like, any damage. Like, every 5 bullets would maybe do 10 damage to a player. Which is one of the things I liked most about the event, is that players couldn't fight each other. Like, it kind of negated the toxic players from the entire thing.
Yeah, no, I definitely was taking a lot of damage. But it's either that or the other thing, right? And I know you said this, a community event. And you said it's not supposed to be, like, quick. So I think it either should have been quick or it should have been a proper community event. My problem was it just was an awkward amount of time. It either should have taken 10 minutes, be a quick thing, or it should have taken until Monday. It should have led us into Fortnitemares.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should have been multiple days. An hour just feels weird. It's just an hour where you're just fighting the boss.
Something else felt weird to me, though, too, because the first hour, we were on and we were keeping track of X and stuff, and we were watching, seeing what happened. They only got it down to, like, 90% in the first hour.
Oh, they absolutely... That's what I'm saying. They scaled the damage. It's... Hello?
Yeah?
I don't know if you said anything. Yeah, so, like, they just scaled the damage, and I think if it was a proper community event, it should have taken multiple days, at least half a day, not just a random hour. It just felt really weird. So I felt like it either should have taken multiple days, or it should have been a quick event, like a separate game mode without Storm Surge, without NPCs, and just, here's some legendary weapons, or what if they even gave us Avenger-only weapons? Like a 10-minute event, and you could only use the Avenger stuff.
Yeah. It certainly was kind of an awkward event. It feels like it was trying to be 2 different things. I didn't dislike it, but it could have used a little bit more tweaking, especially for being something happening in a match in Battle Royale.
Yeah, and that's my other thing. It's just a big center thing. Like, if it was a side thing, okay, but it's just literally the entire center of the map is taking this up for an hour. And that's why it either should have been a separate thing, or it should have actually been, like, a proper event that took multiple days instead of an hour. Like, just seems weird. So I think it's good for gaming standards, because think about how many other games are getting this. I just think for Fortnite standards, they could have improved it easily based on stuff that they themselves have done in the past. Yeah. Because I just remember, like, the last community event that I really remember was the rocks in Chapter 3. And how people broke it instantly. And I'm like, that ruins the whole point of the community event. And I tried my best to stay away from the leaks, because it ruins the whole point. But yeah. So that's the event. Do you want to talk about the ending real quick?
I guess.
We defeated Doom? Question mark? He's gone.
Yep. He disappeared into
Did it feel anticlimactic?
A little bit.
Did for me.
Yeah.
I don't think he's defeated. I want to say that. I don't think he's defeated, but I also don't know if he's coming back. Because now we got Mephisto, and we'll talk about Fortnitemares in a minute, and that guy. But, it's just, again...
Fortnite has a bad pattern of doing this, too. I feel like this happens with a lot of their villains, where it's like, we defeat them, in quotation marks, and then, like, there's a strong chance they're gonna come back, and then they don't. Like, we all know what happened to the Cube Queen, right? She never actually died.
No, like, remember she was on that little island in the distance.
Yeah, and she was just off on the island, right? Like, the Cube Queen was alive. She could come back, but she hasn't.
Sloane's technically alive, right?
Technically, I guess. But we're probably not going to see her again.
So it's just really weird. It's just, and that's just kind of my problem. I do appreciate the mini events. I just wish, I think they would be better if the story actually had some more impact and like these characters had like a plot. I was thinking about this, right, with Hope versus Jonesy, and I've seen a lot of people like really liking Hope. But I think the problem is Jonesy, we had all of chapter 1, right, for 2 years as our mascot, not main character, as our mascot. But then plot twist, he was actually an agent, and it's like, you're here, excuse me, in a suit. That was a big plot twist. Hope's just some chick from Pandora's box, and now she fights Zeus, the Oracles, Megalodon.
Yeah, it just feels like they're trying to shortcut a hero in.
Yeah, it was just, there was no build up to her being a main character. It's just, here she is, with Jonesy, like, here she is. And then it's like, so I feel like if we had more of a connection to Hope, we could have more connection to these events, and they would mean more. They're cool. They just don't mean anything. It's just a thing that's happening versus, oh, what's going to happen next? I don't really care what's going to happen next, especially with the roadmap, which we'll talk about a little bit, too, leading into Chapter 6.
Yeah, like when you're telling a story through a Battle Royale game, there are certain ways that you kind of have to do it in order for the players to actually care, for it to make sense to, your average Battle Royale player. And the way they did it back in the original chapters, it made sense. You had the build-up, you had the reveals, and then you had the plot. Whereas here, it's just like, okay, now there's plot. And it's like, well, we don't know anything about why this is happening, so how are we supposed to want to keep track of it?
And that's the other thing. It's just, this entire chapter's been predictable. Villain takes over island, just gets defeated. It was Zeus, then it was Megalodon, now it's Doom. 3 seasons in a row has been the exact same plot. It's, I'm excited though, because I do think this season has done better. I just think this event was a little weird, but we are getting a proper event, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But so that happened, and then that took us into Fortnitemares, because what happened was he was rifted away. I do want to point this out. I don't know if you saw. Did you see people making the connection with the colors? That he was rifted away with blue, which is almost the opposite with Pandora's box, which is like an orange. It's almost like a good versus evil type thing, like the Cube and Blevin.
Yeah.
So maybe because that's, again, so Pandora's box the main thing, right? Because that's the main power. But he was rifted away, not teleported away, not like through a gateway with Pandora's box, a rift from the 0 point. So the 0 point's still a thing, because it was on the chapter 4 map and did nothing.
Well, I don't really know if the 0 point is still a thing. I think they're keeping the rift as an idea, but I don't think the 0 point is a thing, because that was a Donald Mustard original idea. And this story is very clearly kind of doing away with a lot of the stuff that he's used. I think they're hoping we just forgot about the 0 point and are just trying to keep the rifts as an idea, because not only is it a gameplay mechanic, it's in skins, it's it's more than just the 0 point. So I think they're trying to keep that while do away with the explanation for it.
Maybe, except it was rift beacons. I'm pretty sure that's what the start things were.
Okay, yeah, rift beacons, but not 0 point beacons.
Rift. I don't know. It's just. Anyway, let's get to Fortnitemares. Let's get to Fortnitemares.
We'll be talking about that for an hour if we try to keep going.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's start with rocket racing. We got some news on rocket racing.
Yeah. Rocket racing.
Canceled.
It's not happening anymore.
Well, it is. We're still going to be getting seasons, but they're not going to be themed seasons. Remember how we the futuristic, we
it's
lava?
Just small update drops.
Be that. But we're still going to have seasons because we still have ranked. It's just not themed. Is that? Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's literally all.
We did get Lego, and this kind of ticked me off. Remember how we complained about the Lego pass last time and how quick it was? It's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
20-something days. And now we got a brand new one, which this one's lasting for 52 days. 52, that's not even Fortnitemares.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, what day is it 52 days from now?
It's Monday, the 9th.
December 9th.
Bruh.
And it's already been going for 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
And it's for the same price. Say the words. I also feel like I saw people saying that the skin was directly made for Fortnitemares for Lego Pass.
Yeah, I could see it.
Which isn't a bad thing. It's just funny. And I don't know if we talked about it last time. Lego might be getting a new game mode too. Weird. I don't know.
Wait, really?
Yeah. A whole
I don't
new
think we
game
talked
mode.
about that.
I don't know, maybe we did. Anyway, it's getting a new game mode, or something's in the works. Like, it's gonna be a whole separate thing. Not quite sure what it is, but it is a separate thing from, like, normal Lego.
Interesting.
Not an update. Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to Fortnitemares. Fortnitemares, woo! Let's start off with a quick question, JJ. Good or bad Fortnitemares?
Good.
I agree wholeheartedly.
This
Oh
is
my God.
a very good. I looked at Lexi when we were watching the trailer, and I just said, this feels like a season trailer. Like,
You
just
know
the
that
amount
was the
of
first
stuff
one we
in it.
had since Season 8, 2021, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I will say it makes me a little disappointed, and we'll get into that, because it's just one aspect that I hope is coming back more regularly. But anyway, where do we want to start? Because there's a lot going on with Fortnitemares. Do you want to start with the skins?
I guess, sure, yeah.
There's a lot of skins.
Quite. So
I
not
think I
only
saw
do we
last
have
year
returning skins.
Yeah. I think last year we had 7. We had a lot more than 7.
Quite.
So let's start with the skins that I already have, because I don't think I'm gonna buy anymore, but I already bought a few. We got Ultimate Carver, which is a big villain, I guess. Maybe not. We got Lexi Hexbringer, and we got the goat Billy, who's the clown from Saw.
Yep.
But if we go to the shop, did you buy any of these skins, JJ? You buy any?
Not yet, no, but I was thinking about buying one of them.
Okay. So then we got Edward Scissorhands. Did you know about this guy before?
Yeah, I've heard of. I haven't even seen the movie. I've heard the movie, but I've not seen the
haven't
movie.
either.
Lexi says it was good, but I'm like, this is such a weird character to add to Fortnite, especially now.
I mean, yeah, he's a big character. I'm just confused because I saw a clip and I could have sworn it was a Saturday Night Live clip, but I think it's straight from the movie where he was cutting the hedge. I thought that was a Saturday Night Live clip. But I guess that happens. So he's here. Lexi Hexbringer. Some other skins. We got Mephisto, which we'll talk about in a minute. We got the Pumpkin King and Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Jack Skellington's back. Lots of Lego.
Yeah, lots of
Yay.
Lego builds because everybody was asking for that.
And then tonight in the item shop, we are getting 3 Disney villains. We are getting Maleficent, Captain Hook, and Cruella DeVille. Or I can never remember the name. Cruella, yeah. So
Cruella.
Cruella.
Not Crayola.
I just say. Nah, she's Crayola. She's Crayola now. I will be saying Crayola from now on. Crayola DeVille. Anyway, and did you also see we got the Ghoul Pack? It was the Ghoul Penny for Save the World.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool
also,
one.
I feel like we should call out, why are we still getting Save the World packs?
Why not?
Because the plan was to cancel it, remember?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's believing that, especially when let's quickly look, chat. Let's go view creator. Let's see everything. So we got ranked reload 0 build of 42,000, normal reloads 90,000, rocket racing's 8,000, which is canceled, and then we got Save the World still at 16,000, which is more than Main Stage Festival and a little over probably halfway of Lego. More than ranked 0 build.
It's still crazy to me that it gets that much, but at the same time, I wouldn't put it past them to cancel it, because that's not part of their metaverse.
It was part Donald's, though. Anyway, I will say, I don't mind them having that, getting people in, because it still goes up. It still definitely needs more content, but I think what's annoying is the fact that if you already own it, it's full price. I think there should be some kind of discount by like $5 or something if you already own Save the World, and I was seeing people talk about this. I do think it should be more, because you still get 1,500 V-Bucks, right? So it should be more than a skin. It still should be a bundle, because you get the skin and V-Bucks, 1,500, which is already, $12 bundle, $12 worth of V-Bucks, plus the skin. But I already own Save the World.
Yeah.
So I feel like they should chop down the price a bit to make it like the value of a normal quest pack, which I think is like $13 or so. See, that should just be how much it should cost in Civ. Because right now it's $18.49, and that's without tax.
Yeah.
Which is a bit much. And then what other skins? Oh yeah, we're getting Agony, She-Venom, Spider-Woman. It's coming Sunday. And any more? I think that's it.
Not off the top of my head. I think that is it.
But we got a lot.
Yeah, that is certainly a hefty amount of skins.
And almost all of them are solid skins as well. So this is skins. Let's talk about Mephisto real quick. Let's talk about that character. So Mephisto came into Fortnite, and he is a Marvel skin. Oh, by the way, another one that's coming technically is we are getting Fishpool. Did you see?
I did. It's very cursed.
It's cursed. It's gonna be great. So Fishpool. Mephisto. He's a big red guy. He's Marvel's devil, I guess.
Pretty much Satan for Marvel.
And he's taken over the underworld. And has gone from green to red, which is pretty cool. What do you think about that aesthetic?
Definitely a cool move. It adds a little bit more change to the map this season.
Let's speak about change. I'm pretty sure that alone adds up to enough map changes to beat the last 2 or 3 years Fortnitemares.
Yeah.
So, lots of changes. That's one of the big things. We'll get into some more specifics in a minute. But yeah, so Mephisto took over. Let's talk about him as an NPC.
So he's currently in the castle, the Hades castle. Underworld, yep. And he's sitting on the throne, and you can walk up to him, and you can pay for his services with your health. Which was a leak, and it has come true. It's great. So that's one great thing. And there's 2 services, which I'm very disappointed in. There was a 3rd service of augments, and I was really hoping we'd get some Fortnitemares augments. But sadly not. So you can get a gun for 20, or you can reboot all of your teammates for 99. And I don't know if you saw, you do not need their card. It could be expired, and you can still. But I mean, to be fair, that's 99 HP, and that is on the edge of zone. So if you go into zone and you do that, you're instantly dying. Yeah, you're pretty much like trading your life for theirs.
But no, that's like such a cool thing. Like, is it practical? No. However, I will say I did use 3 medkits, and I did buy like 10 things. It's great. But no, I just love that. Like, such a unique and Fortnite thing. Like, they definitely put a Fortnite spin on it, and I'm really happy about that. So that's one change. Let's talk about Horde Rush real quick, and then we'll get into BR. Sound good?
Sure.
So, Horde Rush. How much have you played a good bit of Horde Rush?
Not this year, no.
No? Have you played?
I've played Horde Rush in general, not this year.
This year? So I will say, I was remembering, like, what was last year like? And then do you know what I remember about last year? We had the wood stake. Wood stake's back. Remember what you could do with the wood stake, though?
You could shoot the zombies with it, and it does more damage.
And it does more damage, right?
Yeah.
Because wood stake. But we also had augments last year. Remember the one augment you can combine with it?
No.
You could heal on hit, and you can go from 1 HP to max. everything. So that was fun. We have a new OP strat. Can you guess what it is? Guess what the strat of Fortnitemares is. It's one item.
Oh dear.
It's in this season.
Oh dear. Is it like a weapon?
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda. Is it the chainsaw?
No. Chainsaw
No?
isn't, though. It's kind of crap, though.
Yeah. I got nothing.
The Avenger items are in.
Wait, seriously?
And remember what has homing? Captain America's shield.
Bro.
You gotta watch one of my shorts, because I did it. I got it my first game, and I got like 300k score, because I had a 130 kill streak, because it auto-locked. I just chucked it, and it just bounced between, because remember, it attacks multiple people. That doesn't happen in normal BR, but they're zombies. They're just standing there. So you just auto-lock between them all.
Bruh.
So I'd throw it at the gold guy, doing a little bit of damage, and then auto-lock go kill a few to keep my streak up, and I can just keep throwing it back and forth. With War Machine Arsenal, with Iron Man's auto-lock.
That's insane.
So, it's
I'm
pretty
watching
fun.
your short now.
It's...
Holy crap.
Dude,
that's crazy.
I used to, I then play later in the stream. I did stream day 1, and I'm just like, I need to get this, because it is so fun. It was a blast. I had a solo win, too, because of it. Dr. Doom's gauntlets are in there, too.
Dude, that is an awesome way to do Horde Rush, though, this year. Like, yes, it's kind of the same mode every year, but at the same time, like, that is the way that you make it fun. Like, give us the whole loot pool of the season and everything. Like, that's really cool.
I will say, I was a little disappointed in the loot pool, because we had, like, the Frenzy auto. Like, we had some weird guns in there that I wish it was just this season. Because I was taking Gatekeeper over a Frenzy auto. I will say, though, I think one reason why this year's Fortnitemares and Horde Rush feels so good is because the season is not Halloween. It is an event. The last, 3 or 4 years, the entire season, Season 4, Chapter 2, Season 8, Chapter 3, and Chapter 4, Season 4, the entire season was Fortnitemares. So then when we got to the Fortnitemares event, it was an addition to it. Whereas now, we're able to separate that. So we have our Marvel stuff, and then when we get to Fortnitemares, we have Fortnitemares, instead of just being a Fortnitemares update. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people say that, and I have to agree. I think separating it and actually having a plot that is separate, and then having Fortnitemares be such a huge thing that is separate from just the season as a whole, really makes it feel special. So yeah, I'm really happy. I think Horde Rush is great. I am disappointed there's no challenges. Like, there's challenges, but it's just XP. I was hoping for fun, especially because with the Captain America shield, this could be the one where you can get some crazy scores and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what's also funny? Did you know that it keeps your score?
Like, from the past years, you mean?
For the past years. And I can see my friends list. So because of that first one that I got with Captain America shield, because almost every rotate, I got, max kills, and I got all the upgrade tokens. I am now number 1s on my friends list.
Bruh.
By, 100, by, 70,000.
Bruh.
Nah, I loved Horde Rush. It was so fun. I haven't played it just because I've been playing other stuff and working and doing some other things, but I'm really happy about how Horde Rush is going this year. But let's get into BR. How much BR have you played?
I played a good bit of BR, just because I have so many quests and I was trying to get them all done. But yeah, I have played a good bit. It's a great time so far, honestly.
Oh yeah, no. Amazing. I think it's really good. There's definitely some problems I have, and we'll get through it, and we'll break it up. Let's start with the quests real quick, because you just said quests. I like the quests. I'm also disappointed. I'm so happy they're keeping this UI, and I hope it continues. It's really nice. So pretty much there's a little battle pass, but you can do it in your quest tab. So it's not a whole tab. And I do like having the tab, but it's just nice to have that because you can do it in-game as well. And it's just the way it looks, check off every progress that you make. The big problem I have is the fact that in order to progress it, you just need to do XP quests, and it's easy to do that because the normal quests give it to you. I wish it was just you had to complete like 30 Fortnitemares quests between racing, BR, and Horde Rush.
Yeah.
Something like that. But, so I haven't been playing because I've just been saving it up. I'm going to wait for the next one, and then I can grind, and all the quests actually will progress.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, the quests are normal. Nothing too crazy. We do get some rocket racing ones. You know, it's good XP.
I will say, I was happy with the way they did the kind of cross game mode quests this time around. I think it was good, especially, like, I hopped into Festival just to see those quests. They had like an NPC there and everything who gives you like the special texts and everything for those quests, which that was cool. Obviously it's not like a huge makeover for all the other game modes, but it was cool to see them at least a little bit integrated into it.
Yeah. And then we got some good rewards. We got so we got the rocket racing, then there was a bat base, which is cool. How do you feel about the rewards this year?
They're not the greatest rewards of all time, but like the glider is awesome, the back bling's pretty cool, and it's always nice to get some instruments, but you know, not everybody's gonna use those, so
yeah, it's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. I think my biggest problem is I just don't like the wand. I'll never like the wand. And again, the problem that I have is I wish instead of the base, we got 3 items for this one slot, and you got a jam track, you got a free Lego reward, and you got a car or wheel, like, or you can spread it out and have extra like 2-3 rewards. I wish we could have just get proper rewards, because I was looking. It's like, why is it that we are now at season 4 going into OG, and we have only had 1 car?
Yeah,
in the battle pass. Like,
or you can make it like have 3 or 4 tiers for each game mode. So like I could get all my battle royale rewards, and then if I wanted to, I could go and get my car rewards or my music rewards. But you don't have to progress through them if you don't like those modes.
So that's my only big thing, is I just wish it wasn't XP. But I do, like you said, it's just easier to do it like that. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah. Let's talk with the game. So with the map.
Yeah.
This is the part that I was saying I'm kind of disappointed in. We got a bunch of map changes.
Very disappointing.
In a minute. Anyway, it's great. It's a bunch of map changes. We got Brawler's Patch, which is Brawler's Battleground. It is now overtaken by pumpkins with the roots, and I don't like them. Because I don't know why. It was mostly when I was streaming. They glitch for me all the time. I don't know if it's my connection. Like, I try to hop on, and then it kicks me off. And it's just annoying to fight people on them. Like, I was playing a ranked game, and there was 4 people on them, and they're just flying all around, because it's just like Mega City. It was just so annoying.
Yeah.
But that's good. Then obviously the underworld and everything's red. Was there anything else? There's a lot of decorations.
Freaky Field's got a big change.
But then
obviously it was a different name before.
I was saving for that for the end, because that's a whole. But yeah, so Freaky Fields is the big POI. Do you remember the last Fortnitemares POI?
Like actual POI?
Full POI, like Fortnitemares POI.
It would have been the mansion, right?
Which was, and when?
Chapter 3? Right?
Yeah. What season?
Season 3?
Dude, we just talked about this. What's every Fortnitemares season since Chapter 3? Same time every year. Season 4?
Yeah, totally.
And then what was it called?
Fortnitemares or the POI?
POI. It was the mansion.
Gosh.
It was right near Shifty Shafts.
Yeah. I can picture it. Like, I see it in my head, but I'm like, I don't really care.
Dang. Do you give up?
Yeah, what was it?
Grim Fables.
Oh, yeah.
I also really like that one because I don't know if you remember. Remember, you can, like, summon the ink demon from, like, a satanic circle? That was a fun one. That was the last big Fortnitemares for sure. I really liked what was that, Paradise?
I think.
Can you believe that was 2 years ago?
Damn.
Anyway, so Freaky Fields is that whole new change. I will be honest, I'm really sad because Reckless Railway was my favorite POI the entire chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it for one, just the layout that I had, but also metal. I don't know why they struggled to put good metal. Like, if you look at the like, now there's some POIs, but, like, that was such a good one with balance, because you can get some material, but, like, let's look where you can get metal. The big ones would be Brutal Beachhead and Redline Rig, but where's the wood? There's not trees around. And I think that's one of the reasons.
Wood, right?
Yeah, but not a lot, and I don't think the Slurp ones do. So, like, there is wood, but, like, Reckless, you can get 500 of everything. Like, it's really easy, because there's plenty of metal, you have your bricks, and what I always did was I landed on those side houses and went up to the Coliseum area, because all those trees gave 70 wood each.
Mm-hmm.
So just good material, good rotations, add that little bunker. Now, the loot's terrible. That's the other reason why. The house is terrible. Have you landed there much?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Remember, I play 0 builds, though.
No, I mean, like, actual loot. Like, there's just not a lot of floor loot compared to what Reckless had. Like, the actual loot that POI has is not that good. I've gone to that house 4 or 5 times.
I think the main
and
problem
nothing.
is that it's mostly chests. There's, like, no floor loot, and it's about 3 to 4 chests per house.
Which is, compared to what it used to have at Reckless, like, it just wasn't good, but it's really chaotic. It is fun. It needs more loot. Do you know what it needs? It needs higher chest spawn rate. 40% is not good enough. But no, what do you think about Billy? You got a little boss there.
It was alright. Very easy to kill.
I still haven't fought him, because every time I land there, it is the tilted of the current season.
No,
every time I landed
so
there,
easy to kill. You
40
literally
people.
just walk
He
up,
is easy.
activate him, and he has, like, what was it, like 200, I think?
So, yeah, it's not hard. It's just like I said, I never get guns. Or if I do, there's like 10 players in the house with me.
Yeah. His drops weren't bad either.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think... Does he have guaranteed drops? Or it looks like... I think I saw 2 different guns. I think it's just a legendary item.
It could be. Because I got a legendary shotgun.
Yeah, I got micro SMGs. So I think it's just a legendary item. Which isn't terrible. Just a fun little thing. You can hide in the scarecrows, which is pretty cool. It's like small details like that, which I'm really happy about. And then it's Freaky Fields. It's a field, you know, which is fun. Let's talk about some of the items. Witch Broom's back. Anything about that?
I don't think it's much different.
I like Witch Broom. Yeah, nothing different. Boom Billy. Let's hear your reaction, because obviously in build mode, it's not very good because it is very easy to counter.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I used it twice. One time it was like in active combat, close up. I threw it down. This was the first time I used it, so I didn't know fully what it did. I threw it down, and it took a solid like 2.5 seconds before it actually would home in on the person. So in combat, those kinds of situations, it's not very useful. But if the person doesn't know you're there and you throw them down like in a room and they open the door, that's when the item is very useful, because then you have like 3 Boom Billies flying around that walk in and they get exploded.
Like the lock-on pistol, I think it's a good starter, right? You throw it in, you start the fight with a clean 75, or if you get multiple. I used it twice as well. I used it once. First time I threw it, it was a bot, so I just wanted to check it out. I knew it wasn't going to kill me. I threw like 2 down, and then I blew it up with a War Machine Arsenal. It was great. The second time I threw it down, but I killed them with a shotgun. We'll talk about that shotgun in a second. And then I ran away, and then do you know what popped up? My quest was complete. They sat there. I walked away, and the third play, like, it's top 3. The third person got hit with them.
Bruh.
So I jumped up with the Witch Broom, tackled them. I didn't kill them because they ran away and they boxed up. They had Witch Broom, chainsaw, whatever. But it was just like, wait, I got it. I damaged them. It's like the traps from back in the day.
Yeah.
Just randomly getting damaged. So that was great. Yeah, I don't think it's that good, but it's a fun, goofy item. I'm happy we're getting stuff like that. It's definitely interesting. Speaking of shotguns, wood stakes back. How do you feel?
I was
I
always
like
split on the wood stake, no pun intended. It was a good, like, it's a heavy hitter shotgun, so that's always nice to have, but it's on the weaker side of heavy hitter shotguns. So if you compare it to something else that we have that's similar, it's not gonna be great.
It's definitely not the best. And I think, again, I saw people talking about this with a gatekeeper in the season. Like, nothing will ever outcompete. I don't know why the gatekeeper's in for the third season in a row. Nothing will outperform the gatekeeper in, like, almost any range. But it's nice to have. It is a fun item. I don't mind having the slug long-range ones. However, my problem is they brought this back, but there's no vampires, so it doesn't do anything extra.
Yeah.
So the whole point is it does extra damage to vampires, which was Kato Thorn. And now we don't have vampires. So
it's like that was people's main reason for picking it up usually was to fight him. And so now it's like, okay, well, it's just a shotgun now.
But anyway, and then a final item, chainsaw. How you liking the chainsaw?
Interesting. So I've used it twice again with this one. The first time was, I think, day one, before any changes were made. I did see you got, like, a couple changes, but
it was more animation. I think it's just some weird things.
Okay. Yeah,
for the changes.
It's fun. I love the mobility factor to it. It's really fun to run around with the sprint attack. But it's questionable as a weapon itself.
It's not
I think
super
that's mainly
great,
because of how you're.
Great.
Yeah, I think it's mainly because of how you aim while fighting with it. Because it's a melee weapon, it like jerks around and granted, this could be my ping. I fully recognize that my Wi-Fi is not great right now, but it was moving my camera for me in a lot of contexts, and so it wouldn't properly look at the person as I'm attacking because every time he jerked the chainsaw, my camera would move to aim forward.
Yeah, it's jank. It's definitely not the best melee we've had. My problem is we just keep doing this cat and mouse game, epic and competitive. Why isn't it competitive? It's so for the people that haven't played, it's pretty much Nitro Fists in the sense that it just completely destroys builds. I will say it's not as good as Nitro Fist, right? Nitro Fist, you don't even have to look at them. You do have to aim, and with this, like the animation, you can easily get two-tapped with a Gatekeeper if you're using the chainsaw. Nitro Fist wasn't like that. But it's just like, why is it... Like, the Witch Broom isn't competitive. I think that's good. I think Witch Broom is a great balanced item, especially for mobility. But why is this in there after we just had Nitro Fist? It's just weird. That's my big problem. It's just, why isn't it competitive? Like, just separate competitive. I don't know. I will also say, though, it just seems strong. And it's crazy, because I even saw day one multiple casual people saying, yeah, this is honestly kind of strong. It should not... Player damage was 75, maybe 50, right? I think 50 is still solid. But then, build damage, like, you could just shred builds. Even metal builds were destroyed in, like, a second. And I just think, again, we just had this whole problem with Season 3, and even casuals were complaining about it. Why did you bring it back?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. What if they did, instead of, like, 200, it was 100 structure damage and 50, like, you could have had the same item, just slightly bring it down a bit. I don't know. Anyway, I do think it's a good mobility item, though. I think it's a great mobility item. It's really fun. Obviously, you've been playing controller more, I'm guessing. So I will say it's going to be harder, but if you're on keyboard, you can actually drop it and pick it up, and it will reset the stamina.
Oh, bruh.
Instantly. So, yeah. So just like the hammer, remember that? People would drop that so they can build and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I definitely think that's the best Fortnitemares item. I'd say Witch Broom, just because balance-wise, it's just not as annoying to fight against or use. but I definitely think for this year's Fortnitemares, it's the best item. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
So, there's some stuff we can talk about for the end of this season, leading into next season in Chapter 6. But I want to end with one thing that I'm hoping is going forward. But that's the thing that I said I was disappointed about. I was disappointed with the map changes. These are the map changes that I've been asking for since Chapter 3.
Yep.
Right? Mid-season. The reason I'm disappointed, I wish we got a Marvel version. I wish before this, we had one or two big changes that were Marvel themed and not all Fortnitemares. That's why I was disappointed. I want the season to feel like a season and Fortnitemares being a whole extra edition.
Yeah.
Like we could have got Stark Industries, Castle Doom could have done something. We could have taken over Restored Reels. The Raft could have got an extra boat or something. Instead, we got 0 map updates for 3 seasons until Fortnitemares. And it was Fortnitemares. We do not get any new Marvel changes at all. That's just kind of why I was disappointed. But I've seen, we're going to talk about leading into the future, right? And I will say a lot of people have been saying that maybe now that the game modes are out, we can put more effort, and that's why we're getting events and stuff. And I'm really hoping that this is just going to be a norm, and we can get not just events, but map updates for seasons going forward. So let's talk about the end of the season, because it's looking pretty promising.
It certainly is, yeah.
So what's happening this season? Why does it look promising? There's something happening. I don't know what's happening. Tell me what's happening, my boy.
Well, why are you assuming I know what's happening? If you don't know what's happening and I don't know what's happening, maybe there's a problem here. We kind of have a podcast. We kind of have to know what's happening, Seth. Come on.
See, that's a joke because I'm always the one that knows what's happening. JD's not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, explain to the viewers what's happening at the end of the season. What's a big thing that's happening?
An event.
What kind of event?
A live event.
A full event, not a mini event.
Well,
a full event.
A live event.
With a countdown in lobby. And when is it happening? On what map?
It's happening in game?
Chapter 5 map. It's not going to be an OG. It is happening on this chapter. It's like a proper seasonal event. JJ, we haven't had that since Collision.
Well, it's because it happens before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that means it's not ending the chapter. It's a seasonal end event. Maybe. We still don't know what's really happening, but it's just, we just haven't had this really since Collision. Because we had, but they all sucked.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of promise to it. So I'm very excited. And there's a lobby countdown and everything. It hasn't started, but all this will be happening, I'm guessing, soon. I think this week we're getting an update, and I think that's going to be the big event update.
Yes.
Because we are 3 weeks away?
I guess so, dang.
2 weeks. 2 weeks we are going to OG. What OG? We'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, do you know anything big about the event that you want to try to point out? Other than that it has a lot of stages, so it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a longer one. Like a proper 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Probably, yeah. I haven't seen a ton of leaks about the actual event, just when it's happening, obviously the stages and the countdown so far. Has there been anything
I haven't
else?
seen anything either. That's why I was just checking.
Yeah, no.
So I'm excited about that, and like I said, next time you hear from us about Fortnite, it will be after the event. And it looks like the event will be leading into the next season. It is happening that Friday or Saturday. And did you also see that apparently we're supposed to have night downtime?
Yes, I did.
Which, for the people that don't know, because that obviously probably does not mean a lot to most of you, night is what the black hole was at the end of Chapter 1. So it's going to be a prolonged downtime, most likely. And the ocean, yeah. So it's going to be a prolonged downtime. Which, honestly, needs to happen more. Because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Give us longer downtime so that way when the game goes live, it works. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened. What else happened, JJ? Lots of stuff happened.
I did want to ask your opinion on a couple skin stuff that happened. For one, Paradigm's extra style. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I did want to bring that up because it really annoys me and confuses me. And what's it called?
Reality Warrior.
So I'm pretty sure I don't know if it was you or people on Twitter, but we disagree because I said the Reality Warriors with the 7, and they said no. I forget if it was you or people on Twitter. I think they are the same. Maybe? This is important. See, here's the thing, right? So she got a style, right? Paradigm came back, she got a free style for the OGs. Obviously, I do not have it because I was not OG. JJ did not play in Chapter 1, so obviously he's not an OG. But what's the second style on Paradigm? Not the new one, because remember, it already had 2 styles. The white style. What's it called?
I don't know. Do you know it?
White. It's just white.
Oh.
Nothing special. But it's not just OG style. It is Reality Warrior, which were characters from Chapter 4 that were at Brutal Bastion and are really important in what people thought were the original 7, and maybe what happened were the first 7 members or 7 of the members of them joined, because it seemed like they were already a part of something when the Imagined and Order and all those characters came in. Mm-hmm. So they were Reality Warriors. Maybe.
I feel like it's worth bringing up, though, that most of the 7 haven't actually traveled realities, have they? Only a couple of them have. Being the Foundation and maybe the Visitor and Paradigm. Paradigm is the main one being Reality Warrior because she literally has jumped realities, 4 times now? Not to mention
that we
being
saw.
The only one that we can confirm is from a different reality. Or I guess the only one that we know which reality she's from is more accurate to say.
Yeah. I think it's that we saw, because here's the thing, right? When we saw Q Queen, it seemed like she was coming from a different reality, right? She opened a whole circle, and that's where the Order comes from. So, or not the Order, the Origin.
Origin, yeah.
The Origin. Q King. That's where he came from, right? Because King, again, this is assumptions, technically not confirmed, but 99% sure. So I'm guessing he came from that reality, which is a different one. So I do think they all have. It's just we don't know how the 7 were started, and we don't know their story. All we know is the little concept they had with the IO during season Chapter 2 and 3. And that's the only story that we really know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they all traveled, because think about it. Isn't that not the whole point of the suit? So they can stop, the loop and also travel realities? Because, I thought to stop the loop, you need to have it airtight, but you could just see half their necks. So, maybe he does something else?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just really confusing that they chose Reality Warrior, and that's the other reason why I'm annoyed about the whole 0 point thing, because clearly the 7 matter. Kinda. And they do this.
Or maybe
and
they just called up Donald and
7.
said, hey, we need a name for this. What's a good one? And he's like, this kind of fits my lore.
Nah, the name and color scheme? Nah. Too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, they're like, Donald, this is your character. Come fix our mistake.
It could be an Easter egg. It could totally be a reference. But
Yeah. Anyways, other thing. The level up pack. What do you think of this one?
Oh, it was alright. Nothing crazy. Not the worst one.
I rather liked it. I think it's pretty cool that they have. It's the same metal as the Chrome, because it has the same weird rainbow sheen to parts of it. But then it also has the same fire as a couple of the skins we've gotten in the shop.
I saw people saying it kind of reminded them of the Spire.
Yeah, Spire Guardian. I was gonna say Raz. It kind of reminds me of Raz a lot.
Yeah. What's his? I don't know. Doesn't seem like anything familiar. But yeah. So he's cool. Yeah. Thin Quiet.
Yep.
What is it?
thin client.
Call of Duty.
You can pick and choose what parts of Fortnite you want to have downloaded. That way you can save a little space on your console, because God knows you need it these days for gaming.
So it's good, yeah. But the only problem is it was delayed till Q3 2025. But pretty much what will happen is when you download Fortnite, it'll be the lobby, and that's about it. And then, like, the locker rooms and stuff like that. But pretty much you can just download creative and rocket racing if you don't play BR. Or I think reload's also separate. Now, here's what I'm hoping happens with this. Will this also change the lobby UI? So if I don't have creative, will it still show me creative maps? Or will it only show me the game modes that I have installed?
I'm guessing it'll still show the creative maps, except it might not have all the assets. Like, if you go to click on one, it'll probably have to prompt you to download the assets, but I'm guessing it'll still show them.
But maybe it will show them in a different way. Like, it will show them, but it will be separate because you can't play them, and it will have a playable thing. So if
here's
only
the other
have
question,
reload and BR...
Maybe they delayed it because they want to wait until they redo the UI.
The UI that, I don't know if you saw yesterday, was 10 months since they said they're going to fix it.
Yeah.
10 months yesterday.
Yeah, I think that is a high chance of why they could be stalling it, is they're going to wait until they have a new UI that kind of separates things a little better than they currently are. That way, when they do launch it, it's not just like, here's everything that you have to download. It's like, okay, well, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to see. Kind of like our old menu system, picking a game mode.
It's the old... I'm going to send you a concept that I saw, and this is what we need so bad.
Okay.
On Snapchat.
Ooh, that looks nice.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
That is clean, actually.
So pretty much it's a big thing of BR, and then the whole right's creative, and then the bottom three is festival, rocket racing, and then save the worlds between, it's nice. It's also in a good order, because that's the popularity. That's generally where I think the only thing I would change is maybe Lego in the middle, maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's what we need, desperately.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to scroll through. Thin client is delayed. Was there anything else? I feel like there was some other big stuff. It was the event, thin client. Was that really it?
Probably. They updated the getaway LTM.
I should see that. So, and that's the other thing that, I'm just disappointed and maybe excited. I saw people saying, so we did get the TMNT and some other mythics in creative, I guess. And people were saying maybe with the Disney collab and them being closer, maybe we can get the reason all those old Marvel mythics were updated was to come to creative. But I'm still disappointed because I really think instead of giving us guns, they should have just given us 10 freaking powers each.
Yeah.
I don't... Imagine everyone had Silver Surfer's surfboard. Everyone had some mobility, everyone had some healing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to completely go away, though. They did good. They did a phenomenal job with Fortnitemares this year. We got map updates. We got collabs. We got original skins, too. We got plenty of original skins as well.
Yeah.
Some Marvel mashups. We got map updates. We got new items. Game modes coming back. Horde Rush. Free cosmetics. They did a great job. I don't know if this is the best Fortnitemares. What do you think? I've seen a lot of people saying this is the best past
I do not
Marvel,
think this is
not Marvel,
the best.
Midas Revenge.
I think the best for me, at least, is still the cubed season. I think that one
honestly
is the
I
best
put that
in my
high
heart.
Up there too. I think for me, a lot of people put Midas Revenge, the Marvel season. I haven't played that, but I think if I did, I would get annoyed. It was the ghost one, and that just seems like a really annoying mechanic that people are just going to target me if I kill them. And that was the big thing. I still think Season 6 is probably one of my favorite. That's just because it was original. It had a lot of unique stuff, because a lot of but I definitely think it's either Season 6 or it is Chapter 2, Season 8, the Cube season, as my favorite. The sideways. And by the way, Reload did get some changes, and they got the sideways guns. And let me tell you, the AR is not nearly as good as I thought it was. compared to what we've had, like, it's Bloom's terrible.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy we get to use it, the sights in and stuff like that. But there is problems, but I'm really hoping that, like I said earlier, that this is just a sign that chapter 6 is going to be good. Actually, I forgot. There's one last thing we have to talk about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Last point. Are we going to chapter 2?
Yes.
Says who?
Says Fortnite.
No. If you want to go that route, remember what they did last year? They teased chapter 1 with chapter 1 assets. What asset did we get? The Cuddle Team leader head from chapter 3. Did you see that all of chapter 3 was added to the files?
What?
Yeah, so you didn't see this? So all of chapter 3 was added to the files. All of it, including audio effects. People were literally flying around.
What?
All of chapter 3. And people were saying it's an accident. And I'm like, there's no way you could add the entire... Because what happened was, what people are saying, is that when they added the head asset, it was linked chapter 3. So the chapter 3 entire map was added by accident because it was linked. I'm like, there's no way the entire chapter, including like Tube Queen or like it was Herald sound effects, were added by accident when you added the Cuddle Team leader head. That's why this update was so large, because it was the entire chapter 3 map.
When was this?
Fortnitemares.
I did not see a single person tweet about this.
That's what I'm saying. This is why I don't think... Oh, how do you miss that? It was everywhere for like a day or two. People were saying it's leaked, it's wrong, it's bad, it's accidents, false, it's true. Everywhere. Like, everyone was talking about chapter 3 map was added with like sound effects and stuff.
I'm scrolling back, I'm scrolling.
Through. It was the season 4 up like map. Like, it had like... Oh my gosh. So,
right here,
this is
we
what
added the chapter 3 map.
So, what people are wondering is, are we going to start at chapter 2, lead into chapter 3 for another week or something, and then we go in? Are we going to have both? Are we only doing chapter 3? Or, what if, you know what happens is, it flips, right? Because it's season 2 OG, it flips, and then we go back and continue chapter 3. Or chapter 3 is in the event. We don't know.
Okay. Hear me out here. Yes, everything story-wise that happened in chapter 3 was Donald Mustard's, right? That was Mustard's child, you know, and I doubt that we can really get a lot of that back, but at the same time, a lot of the story threads were purposefully left behind in that chapter. So what if we are going back, and with the new director, she's going to try and piece together the loose ends? Because Amy is still out there looking for the scientist or whatever. Everybody still got chromed. There's a lot of stuff that just wasn't answered, and
again, like, we still have Jonesy.
Chapter 2,
like, did Jonesy just forget the 7?
Yeah, if we go back to chapter 2 and we flip the island again, we could presumably, pick up where we left off.
So that is a theory that I've seen. Like, I've seen all of it. I don't know, JJ. So I guess you didn't see this. This is big. Because I do not believe this was an accident. How does he get through moderation to get on PlayStation, Xbox, like all the servers and Switch? How does like an entire map get by?
Yeah, have we seen any
with
survey
audio
skins of like chapter 3 skins reimagined?
There is. However, do you know what else I saw? That people were saying that chapter 2 had a lot of, or chapter 5 had a lot of like remix stuff, and that what chapter 6 could be is it could start with a new faction like chapter 3. And then season 2, because I don't know if you saw, we got a bunch of heroes. And maybe we have another war in season 2 with the new heroes versus someone. Because there was that one survey that we got for this month and had a bunch of similar characters that all look like heroes. It could either be an item shop or it could be a battle pass. I don't know. So now you're gonna think about this. Let's end on one hope that you have for OG, because like I said, the next one we do will be leading into OG, and we'll probably have downtime and like update information.
I'm hoping it's different than last OG. Like, I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, they're going to do the first 3 or 4 seasons from Chapter 2. I don't hope that's what it is. I hope it is something different. Like, even if it's like, say, like, every match you queue into is from a different season, and it's, like, randomized. Like, something like that. Like, not necessarily that exclusively, but, like, something that's not exactly the same way that they did it last year, because if we just get OGs every year from here forward, it's just not going to be fun. So they need to find some way to mix it up.
I did hear that maybe that's why the Chapter 3 map was added, that they're testing map cycling for reload with the Chapter 3 and Chapter 2 map for OG. Which, I don't know. I want one thing, and I want to fly from the bus at the start of OG. So actually I saw, did you realize that apparently that was like one of the hardest things with that entire thing? The entire event, like beginning of Chapter 2, was that transition.
Dang.
Because I follow some of the developers, and he was saying, like, because, you know, it just happened so many years ago, back to Chapter OG, and he was saying it was so hard to get the timing right, because you had to get the matchmaking happening in the background of the video to time up perfectly so you can drop together. I hope that comes back. I will say I'm more hopeful for Chapter 2 OG for the fact that I already got the assets for the guns and the stats. Because that was one of the biggest disappointments, was we didn't get the OG pump. But we're getting the Chapter 2 pump, because that is the gun that we currently have. Right? As soon as they do the bare minimum, Chapter 2 will feel more like Chapter 2 than Chapter 1. But I want to fly from the sky. But yeah.
That's fair.
Alright, guys.
Anyways, we gotta wrap it up.
We're almost 10 minutes over. Then Chapter 2. Yep. Sorry. I thought the Chapter 3 thing was gonna go quick. I didn't realize you didn't know. So I'm Dr. Zombrain. This is my co-host.
Yes.
And thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when we go and upload another one. Make sure you join the Discord to get paying for that, but also talk about us, give us your thoughts, and we're going to try to send out leaks and news and updates and stuff like that. Thank you.
Don't die.
Please. Goodbye.